Hi, I'm Martin McGill. I'm out here on the tack piece with the visitor centre behind me. Welcome to another Wildlife Weekly. Well, we're enjoying this lovely sunshine today. It's brilliant for the young birds which are continuing to hatch around the reserve and in the grounds. We've got young mute swan cygnets following their parents, and you can really get up close and personal amongst the hatching greater flamingo chicks in the African pen. Now we're in a very fortunate position this year that there are lots of young birds around, and things like the shell ducks have actually hatched young, beginning to hatch off their broods, and they involve lots of ducklings. They tend to have huge numbers of youngsters with them. Now inevitably it's going to have a little bit of territorial friction. These birds do like to have a bit of space around each other, so we do see the odd scraps breaking out, and I've witnessed it myself. Visitors have been seeing it where the avocets and the shell ducks are coming together and having a little bit of a difference of opinion, and the avocets have responded with their alarm calls and some of the sort of wing displays, just posturing really, just to demonstrate that don't get too close to me or I will have a go back at you. Now on certain days this week just gone, and even today, we can see house martins collecting mud pellets from the edge of a puddle. They're using this as a nest material. They will build a dome underneath the eaves of the buildings, and they'll make many visits to collect these pellets and create this wonderful made-to-measure nest. Now this is something you can see on your own home, and you might have them building under the eaves of your house. If you are, I'm very envious, very pleased to have them nesting on my home. Right here we've got Gillian and Bill, both volunteers, constructing a turn raft, and we use these floating platforms as a place for common terns to nest on the reserve. Without these they really would struggle to find anywhere. Occasionally they have nested on the islands, but they really love these rafts, and we just use materials that we pick up from around the site really, recycled products, a little bit of gravel, vegetation on there, and some cover for the young chicks. We've put 4 new rafts out this week, and we have 4 pairs of common terns nest scraping on them, so it's been a huge success. Going back many years, we had our first pair of common terns arrive here, and they showed signs of breeding. They had paired up and were feeding, the male was feeding the female, and I actually witnessed them trying to nest on some floating vegetation, and of course when they landed on this they would sink into the water, and it's really frustrating to see these birds struggling to nest here. So during lunchtime knocked up a raft out of these recycled products found around the site, plonked it out with a bit of gravel and vegetation on there, and the very next day they had laid their first egg. So we've continued to use these rafts in this way, and we've had up to 5 pairs of common terns nesting on site, and it's part of our annual cycle of putting them out for these birds to give them somewhere to nest. Okay, this week we've had a scarce visitor, a redneck phalarope. There's perhaps 20, 30 pairs nesting on the northern British Islands, but this bird is called in to see us. We think it's the same individual that's been here for the last 3 late spring summers, early summers, and it pops in every now and again and can be seen from the Zeisside. Now, following on from last week, very sad to announce that we lost the final crane chick. Chris and Monty had the little chick predated at some point, tail end of last week. So very sad loss. We've not seen the parents around much really. We've been seeing cranes circling over the reserve but not able to read the rings. So we think they're still around somewhere. Perhaps they will stay and molt with us, we hope so. I'll have to update you further as and when we find out where they are and what they're up to. Now the weather forecast is looking very promising. We've got a nice sunny day today. There's a high building over certainly southern England through the later part of the week, and this will provide ideal conditions for our local insects. So already this week I've seen the first emperor dragonflies, black-tailed skimmer, and a very beautiful jewel-like banded demoiselle damselfly. Now on top of that there's also the butterflies coming out. I've had things like large skipper, common blue, and meadow browns on the wing. So it's looking very promising for both the dragonflies and the butterflies during the forthcoming week. If you'd like to keep up to date with news, then do follow our Twitter account at Slimbridge Wild, or do sign up to our YouTube channel for further information. Otherwise, you can find out all the details via our website.